Hey guys, it's Abby here, and today I will be talking about God's Grave by Jay Kristoff. This is actually the second book of the Nevernight Chronicles. So if you haven't read this one yet and the book Nevernight, please stop watching this video because there will be a lot of spoilers. So just like Nevernight, this book is also divided into three sections, and in the first section there's a lot of flashback, just like Nevernight, and I believe it's in the past 8 months before everything that happened. I believe 8 months or 6, I forgot. I actually read this book like 3 months ago or 2, and I can't remember some of the names because they're a little bit hard and difficult to memorize and remember, but I'm gonna try and do my best to be as in-depth as I can. In the beginning of the book, Mia is doing her duty as a full-fledged blade. She is doing a lot of killings for the church, and she's being very loyal to the church. And then one day there's a certain mission, kind of like a task for her, wherein she crossed paths with Ashlyn Jarham, the one who rebelled against the church. When she met her, she was just so mad. She wanted to kill Ashlyn. She was the one responsible for Trick's death, so she was very mad at her. But then Ashlyn told her that you are kind of like stupid for being fooled by the church. The church is not actually what you think it is. They are somehow responsible for your father's death and all that. And then from then on, Mia started questioning the church. And then also Ashlyn showed her a ledger that shows all the patrons of the church, and she found out that Skaiva, who is actually her mortal enemy, was one of the patrons of the church. And then Mia also found out that Skaiva was actually the patron who is requesting her a lot to do all those killings. So she's so mad, and she just wanted to go ahead and rebel against the church. So she did, with the help of Mercurio. So instead of doing all the killing, she kind of changed her mind. She wanted to just go ahead, kill Skaiva and Duomo. So her plan now is to actually be sold as a slave. So she will be sold to Leonidas, who is actually a very powerful man who always makes this powerful gladiati to fight during the Magni. And the Magni is actually a very big event wherein the gladiators will fight to their death, and the winner will be crowned by Skaiva and Duomo. And that is basically Mia's plan. She wanted to be there in order to kill Skaiva and Duomo. But unfortunately, instead of being sold to Leonidas, she was actually bought by Leonidas' daughter for like 1,001 silver, I believe. Yeah, so she doesn't want to be there, but then she realized that she can still do it. All she needs to do is to just like beat everyone else, be the best gladiati, so she can end up in the Magni. From the very beginning, we see Leona as a very cold-hearted bitch, but then all she really wanted is to bring down her father. And it's so interesting later on how we discovered that her mom was beaten by her father, was killed by her father using a certain bottle of wine because, you know, accidentally her mom spilled the wine. The moment Mia arrived in the kind of like a camp where Leona have all her slaves and something like that, she met this guy named Furion, who gives me a similar Cassius vibe. So it was so interesting because Furion is also a Darkin, but he doesn't have a kind of like a shadow pet like Eclipse and Mr. Kindly. He doesn't embrace his being a Darkin. He doesn't accept. He's in denial that he's actually a Darkin, and instead he keeps calling Mia a witch. Stop doing all the witchery and stuff like that. He hates being a Darkin. He's so against it. He's a fanatic towards, you know, the gods and the daughters of crazy, because Mia was very happy that she actually found another Darkin, only to find out that this Darkin don't know anything again about being a Darkin. And I really thought that Furion is gonna be a love interest of Mia, but nope guys, it's actually Ashlyn that turns out to be Mia's lover. It was just an interesting twist actually to see that, you know, Mia has fallen in love with Ashlyn. I really enjoyed how their relationship grew, how they kind of at first were very denial towards their feelings, and then they end up just like, you know, they end up together, and I just love their love. I just love their relationship. It's so good. I love it. She actually became close with a few of her fellow gladiates like Sidonius, Brienne and Breen, and Wave Waker, and it's so fun to really see how she kind of tried to control herself from being affectionate towards others, being compassionate. She's like, no, you shouldn't feel this thing because they're not your friends. And even Mr. Kindly keeps on reminding her that they are not your friends. And then Sidonius actually found out that she's actually a Darkin, and it's very nice to see that Sidonius is not even scared at all. He's just like, I've seen a lot of things. It's not a big deal. And later on, she also found that Sidonius is actually one of the members of her parents' court or guards or something like that. And Sidonius kind of told her that her father was gay, and then her mom wasn't really the nicest person in the world. So she kind of discovered that her parents is not really as heroic as what she thought them to be. So it was really shocking at first, and she couldn't believe it, but then later on she realized that it could be really true, because she never saw her father kiss her mom on the lips, never on the lips, just on the eyes and the nose and forehead, something like that. And it was just so good that later on, like, instead of focusing towards revenge, she kind of have a new mission, and it's actually changing how the Republic is treating all the slaves. She even helped Sidonius and the rest escape, and it was very crazy, guys, because when she kind of framed them, I really thought at the beginning that, oh my gosh, Mr. Kindly was saying that they are eating so much of her fear, so she's become a very heartless person. And when she was like explaining everything to Furion, Leona could get a lot of money because of the execution and stuff like that. So I kind of realized that, oh, this is a ruse. I know, because Mia actually failed her last test in the church just because she doesn't want to kill an innocent life. So I know that she's not doing it. This is just a ruse, and yay, it's really not. Oh, Mia also helped out Leona kill her father, and also Mia helped out kill Leona's nursemaid, who is actually a traitor. And it was just so good, you guys. So yeah, at the end of the Magni, Mia was crowned as a victor, and then she killed Duomo and Skiva. She also found out that her brother Jonan is still alive and is also a Darkin, but unfortunately she's being fooled again. She doesn't know that she only killed a doppelganger that was being weaved by Weaver Marielle to look like Skeva, and it was so crazy. And then we also found out that Skeva is actually Mia's father, and I believe Skeva is also a Darkin. I'm pretty sure of that. That's where they get their Darkin abilities, her and Jonan. And then also Trick, by the way, the one that helped Mia when there was like so many guards. The one that helped Mia escape was actually Trick. So Trick now is still alive. Well, not technically, he's really dead, but he kind of reincarnated into a different kind of creature, black creature with this I don't know what's that called. And yeah, he actually saved Ashlyn from the masters of the church. Old Mercurio was being captured by the church, and then the rest of the gladiators, they were all able to escape. Hopefully the rest of the gladiators will help out Mia, especially in saving Old Mercurio. And then also Leona was able to escape. She's with Executus now, I believe, because Old Mercurio told her where to find him. I really like how it ended. It's a very, very good cliffhanger. I really like that Jay Kristoff is not afraid to kill off characters. I really thought that Jessamine and Mia would be like BFFs, but nope. She was just murdered right there, and she's hanging on a certain post or a gate, I don't know. And then also Matt was also killed. I thought he's really sweet. I know he's gonna die, but I didn't expect that it will happen so quickly, and just like that, he was just talking and then boom, there's a bomb, and he was just thrown away with all his guts coming out. So I did not expect that. And also Maggot, I really feel sorry for Maggot. This book brought me to tears, to laughter. The footnotes were very funny, although they had nothing to do with the story. You can skip them if you like, but they were just so funny, so better not. Yeah, so that's all I guess I want to talk about. The sun is already streaming down my face. You can probably see all those, spots right there because of the blinds. I'm sorry about that, but yeah, the sun is already it's already sunset. But yeah, I really like this book. I really recommend Nevernight Chronicle. I enjoyed this so much better than the first one. I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars. I'm very excited how Mia will save old Mercurio and how she will actually defeat the church, now that her greatest enemy is not just Eva but also the church. And yeah, happy Halloween, you guys. Enjoy your Halloween, and